Welcome back to Bergisch land, and what I think we're going to do today is get some straw delivered. And I say delivered because it appears I don't seem to be able to reset the store deliveries store point back to the store, which is an interesting conundrum. I guess what I could do is drive down to the store and set the store deliveries point there, which I might actually do, because we don't really want everything being delivered to the middle of a field. So let's do that. The fun with the feeding last time was partly because I conditioned the grass and it needs to be fresh grass to do indirect feeding. Which was a thing with maize plus, so I should have remembered that. And probably if we're going to be doing indirect grazing, I should look at installing some of the smaller forage wagons that are available, so it's a bit easier to get in the shed, because that is really snug. The other option we've got, and probably something that we should look at doing as well, is actually, maybe if I've not got it installed, I should install it. I was going to say we should look at getting an animal trailer, but I should look at getting the animal cane so that the beef cattle we can move around, maybe, so that they can graze. But there is something that I want to explore with those, so I would like to have them in a shed. So we'll have a look at that, but what I want to do now is get down to the shop, crash into a car, because why not, and a fence, buy some bales of straw, because it's going to be a while until we get access to straw. Or at least a little while. I don't remember what I said we would be doing in the last video. I think I said I would be doing some fertilizing, but we need to skip some time for that. So we also need to get a straw blower. What I'm hoping is that the store deliveries will allow me to, yeah, that's moved the store point to the store, which is good. Now that's the garage point over there. Fair enough. The other thing we're going to need is a bale trailer. Don't remember what I have installed in the way of bale trailers. That's probably a good option. One moment, please. The cough is still occasionally getting me, it would appear. We'll buy that because it's nice and cheap. Did that actually buy? It didn't appear to. Let's just have a quick look in owned items. No. Why did that not buy? Let's go back in here. We've got the Bailey one. Find the Bailey one, shall we? Buy. Yes. We can fetch from the store. There we go. Awesome. So we will need a straw blower. I have a feeling that with how snug everything is, it would behoove us to buy the smallest one. And then I'm just thinking in terms of balers that we own. We own a round baler, so maybe we buy a few round bales of straw. I'm struggling to remember where everything is in the FS22 store. I know. Wheat straw, yeah, let's buy that. Let's buy 4 bales. Well, they're nice and cheap, aren't they? We like that. Let's buy 8 bales in that case. Yes, please. We could probably do with another tractor up here. So let's jump in the fast track tour. Let's put some proper tires on it first. Let's put some proper wheels and tires on the fast track tour. Customize. Thank you. Starter back up. Starter back up. Yeah. And off we go. So, FS25 related stuffs. Guaranteed crop prices. Updated sort of this week. It wasn't really much of an update. Basically, the name of the zip file for the mod was changed. That was to allow it to work with other similar mods so that it loads last. And that came from a discussion with a small content creator you may know that goes by the name of EJ Goham. Basically, he was trying to use it with another mod and it conflicted. And it comes down to wanting to load fixed crop prices last. So that updated. If you're using it and you had the previous version installed, if you're on PC, the easiest way to sort it is to go into your mods folder and just delete the old file, or you can go into the in-game mods thing, find guaranteed crop prices, delete the one that doesn't have pictures or the one that says version 1.0.1 or 001. And keep the one that says version 1 and has pictures. If you're on console, then yeah, go into your installed mods and uninstall the one that doesn't have pictures. Let's just drop this back at the farm. Yeah, basically it helps it work with particularly mods that change prices of crops, but then you want the lack of crop variation as well. That was that. If you're still playing FS22, the other thing that Giants announced, I think it was this week, is that at the end of the month they will be stopping accepting submissions of mods for FS22. Now, I don't know if there are many mods being submitted for FS22 anymore. I did have a quick look on the mod hub and it doesn't seem like there's been many recently. There certainly weren't any that I felt like I needed to install to improve our game on here. I guess importantly, they did say that they would be accepting critical updates for mods, but I guess they won't be accepting kind of generic updates. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how we're going to get straw in that little shed. It's going to be fun. Whether they have bale triggers, I don't know. Something we will experiment with. I mean, that's a base game shed essentially, so that does need a straw blower. I don't know about the other one. Yep. Yeah. So that's that. We're just gonna keep playing the game. Basically, I don't think there's much we needed to do in this month beyond that. We will have a look. I think no, that's wrong. That was interesting. There we go. Think. Turn your brain on. I don't think we're going to apply more fertilizer this month. Although we might have done that in April. Because I think we slept at the end of the last video. But I've slept a lot since then. So I don't actually remember. So I might, once we've got this sorted, go check that. Because I think actually that was the job I said I was going to do. Someone's left a tractor in the way. I do dislike how dark it is on this map. But yeah, I can't remember if I slept until May and then got cows, or if we straight away fertilized and then got cows. I think I just impaled myself on the bale spike. It's been a long week, and recorded a lot of videos this week, and I don't remember what I said I would do. I need to make notes, I think, again. I think I need to start making notes again. Anyway, we probably want to put the weight of these bales over the tyres. It's not like we're going a particularly long way. Let's get some of the weight over the axles at least. Have to admit, I'd forgotten the better pricing of bales with Terralife. It makes buying straw bales actually kind of palatable, rather than the ridiculous price of buying them in base game. Where it'll probably bankrupt you. Yeah. If we're spraying, we are instantly going to have to switch the wheels back on the tractor. Well, that'd be frustrating in real life, wouldn't it? Thankfully, this is not real life, and that can happen with the click of a button. So, let's... Realism is key, folks, as the mighty Hoein would say. Does he still say that? I don't know. I haven't watched one of his videos in a very, very long time because, you know, that's the thing. Crashing is also a thing today, it would appear. One is running on very little sleep. I went to bed very late. I was playing with some beaver. Interpret that how you would like. And then I had to go on Frontier and feed my cows before I could go to sleep, because otherwise they wouldn't have been productive overnight. And yeah, it meant it was a quiet late night, and then the dogs had me up quite early, which was okay because I was intending to go running, but that didn't happen because yesterday someone was a little bit dumb and was walking around the house and rather aggressively introduced one of their feet to one of the gates we use to control where the dogs go in the house, and may have, at the very least, significantly bruised and damaged some of their toes, to the point where they are rather swollen and don't really want to bend, which is not a good combination when you want to go running. Mrs. D thinks it might be broken. I'm not sure, but certainly it's not a toe I want to go running on. So yeah, running didn't happen today, but I was awake very early, so yeah. Running on not a lot of sleep. Well, not running. Functioning on not a lot of sleep. We can probably switch to the skid steer for unloading these. So let's tuck this around here. That's skillful driving. That's why you're here, isn't it? I know. Let's grab the fast track. Take that back. And then I'm quickly going to jump out and have a look at the previous video and see when I did the spraying of the fert. I actually only got one field to fertilize, I believe, because I think we did the maize all the way to good fertilization. Stoned in grass fields, so annoying, so annoying. And then We might be skipping ahead even further. Let's not cut in front of the car this time. We will cut in front of the red one though. There we go. Yeah. I mean, this whole farm is set up for a really small kit area, isn't it? Not. Some would say we might have brought stuff that's too big. Some would say that. Yes. So, let's unwrap those. We need to park this thing somewhere as well. To be fair, we could actually just park it in there. This little Massey is going to get a lot of work, I fear, because it's quite agile. There we go. Let's drop the back on that a little bit. Jump in the Kubota. This was a brilliant idea, by the way. Thank you for that. Even tall enough to pick a single bale off. Come on. I know. Realism is key, folks. But also, it's a video game. Sorry, it's a simulation. I forgot. It's a simulation. Does it right in the name? What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to put 2 in there. Not farming arcade, is it? It's farming simulator. So, really me. And we are using pallet forks, not bale forks. So, we should get a set of bale spikes for this. But, you know, life's short. So, I'm going to do this instead. Oh, no. Change into forwards gear. Thank you. There we go. Look at that. Lovely job. Yeah, and that's where I'll... Right, let's go. And I'm assuming that the straw trigger for this shed will be in the standard place, which is just here. Okay, maybe not. I hunt the straw trigger. There we go. So we'll get these guys some bedding. Well, autosave. We definitely want autosave on. So, yep, that's 38,000 litres. We're not going to be putting 38,000 litres of bedding in. I'll tell you that for now. I think this shed can hold quite a lot. Yeah, 200 cows. I think we'll put a couple of bales in because we've only got a few cows. Wow, look at that animation. That is super smooth. We're running a decent FPS. Not sure why that's so unhappy. Anywho, so the other shed can take straw as well, so let's do that. So we'll load up again. See if we can find the straw trigger on that one. Do we feel brave? Do you feel lucky? Kind of wondering actually. Yeah, it can support the weight too. There we go. I'm only going to load them one at a time. Just get them off the trailer quicker. There you go. In you go. Ow. If we go slowly enough, we won't. No, we will throw it off. Okay. You can probably hear lots of frantic keyboard noise as I drive the Watsits off the little skid steer. There we go. Right. I'm guessing we're going to have to drive this into the shed. But hopefully getting this in is going to be easier than trying to get that loading wagon in. Oh, look at that. Like a pro. Like a pro. Except that I got out rather than... Oh, and it just took the bales. Okay. Did it take them as... No, it took the bales as food. Brilliant. Not so helpful. Not so helpful. I guess that's because the shed is not designed for Terralife, so we need to be careful there with what we do. Learning as we go, folks. Learning as we go. That's, you know, that's not a problem with the shed or the map maker or anything. That's just because stuff's not designed necessarily to work with Terralife and a game where you can feed straw and bed with straw, so it is what it is. Right. Let's... Can we reach across there, do we think? The alternative is to move the trailer, isn't it? Yeah. It would be sensible. That'll work. Get these put in a shed. We could put them in that shed. Yeah, that'll work. The skid steer will get in there. So I'm not going to try and do 4 bales. That feels overly ambitious. 2 should be okay. Yep, and that's why I went for the extra weights on the back. Because having used this Kubota skid steer before, I was aware that it can handle quite a bit of load. So, yeah. And actually, that's perfect for storing those. Trying to hold out. I need to cough again. The cough has not completely gone, it would appear. But I'm trying to hold out until I've got these last 2 bales stacked, because then I want to go and check on when I fertilized last. Let's put it on top. There we go. Awesome. All right, I will be back in a moment. So it was April when I did the last round of spraying, so I think we will put the tyres over again, get the sprayer on the back of the JCB, get the spraying done for the summer barley, because I think actually we need to get that done, because is it summer barley? Yeah. So we've got a little while before it's going to be ready for harvest, but not long. So I think the sooner we are ready for that, the better. We did get from a tank as well. There we go. Awesome stuff. There we go. So we've got a little. Have we got any IBCs of knocking around? No. Okay. So I think that I will have delivered to the farm just there. Liquid fertilizer. Yes, please. Thank you very much. So we'll start off putting it in the back, obviously. There we go. And then in excess we will put in the front. This time I will run it on automatic application. So, gee, the other cool news that we've had this week is precision farming is coming to FS25, and I think this is the first video that I've recorded since that announcement came out. And I'm really pleased that Giants have finally confirmed that that's coming to 25. For me, it really is quite a key mod. It's very weird playing the game without precision farming. Someone asked me if I thought what my opinion was on whether we would see additional features. This is just my opinion. I don't have any kind of inside info or anything like that. My view is I think we're going to get the same mod, pretty much. If I'm wrong, I'm very happy to be wrong. But I think we're going to get the same mod. On automatic application, which is great. And I think, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, because FS19 was a very long time ago. But I think we essentially got very similar mods. I'm going to say similar between 19 and 22. And one of the differences, as I remember, is we got, I think this was a difference, the non-homogeneous slurry in 22. But that was a very subtle difference. And there was the sensor you could get that would fix that. I guess we got the optical sensors. We got the buying. Did we get the buying soil samples in 22? But there wasn't anything groundbreaking in my mind. You know, so the question was around whether we would see things like moisture and that kind of thing. And I don't think we will. I think we might see more small technological additions, but I don't think we're going to see big changes like that. I think if we were going to see those, they would have been base game features, not mods. Or maybe DLC, so that Giants could recover some of the development cost. Because the thing, precision farming being a mod and being free means that the development cost is a loss leader. Unless, in previous years it's been done in partnership with Giants and I think some universities or something. But Giants are a company, and if they were to significantly change how precision farming works, that would mean they would have to invest significantly in it. That comes with significant cost. So, you can see the cycle. And so and maybe I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong on this, but I don't see them doing that unless they've got significant sponsor investment. That would be very cool, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm happy to be wrong. Very happy to be wrong. The other job we were going to do was look at weeding, wasn't it? Yeah. We'll see if we get time today. We'll see if we get time. So yeah, that's my view. As I am very happy to be wrong. I would love to see more features come into precision farming. They're clearly making money. They've sold 3 million copies of the game. It was quite amusing and frustrating reading the comments on the post that Giants made about that with the fix the game, you've just released the same game, you're scam artists or something. If you brought the game, if you pre-ordered the game based on the information you were given and you feel you were scammed, you shouldn't have pre-ordered the game. And I know I'm playing FS22 here, but I don't feel FS25 is that fundamentally broken, in my experience, that people have that much of a basis to complain. And I'm saying in my experience. I play on PC. I don't think... I've not watched much of his content recently. But I'm pretty sure it would, I don't think people like Mr. CDP are having massive problems with the game as much now. I'm sure I would have seen from seeing, like video titles and thumbnails if he was. So, yeah. The only video of his I've watched recently is his review of the Mini BGA, which he did a really good job of, I think, given that it's more complicated than it has been. So, yeah. His is the only review of it I've watched, actually. And Cartex comparison to his grain thingy, whatever that is. No one cares about that. So I was really curious actually to see how Mr. CDP, what he thought of it, because I know he has used it in the past and really liked it, and how he interpreted the changes that I had made. So And I think he did well. I think he did well. Not sure if this has got the working with. Oh, it has. So yeah, it was good. Had some interesting feedback from someone who's not a regular viewer because I didn't recognise them. And they got a pretty blunt comment back. If you're disappointed in my design choices, then you can choose not to use the mod. That's just fine. I design things with intent, and if you don't like it, you can fuck off. Excuse my French. They clearly didn't like my answer because they deleted their comment pretty quickly. If you don't understand why I do things the way I do things, you know, I don't just make mods so that people can make money easily, particularly, yeah, things like the concrete cow mod is not there just to make it so you can make more money. It's a side effect, but it's there to, it's designed to be there to be more realistic. So, yeah, and more challenging to use. No, I didn't mean to hit H. Sorry. The rant is distracting me. It's designed to be more challenging to use, and so saying, "Oh, I really wish that when I can't use the more challenging version, I could just switch on the easy versions within that more challenging mod." No, build an easy one as well. They're cheap, you know. I just think on our Frontier multiplayer game, I've built a 1.25 million pound BGA because the mini BGA wasn't available. It's slower than the mini BGA. And if you look at the alternatives to that, just build 2 of them if you want to use both functions. That was my response was. It's done for a reason. Build 2 if you don't like it, or don't use it. Yeah. Right. So we can weed, hoe, or herbicide. I'm tempted to try a bit of hoeing and see what it does, because it is going to be partially effective. I'm keen not to spray herbicide, essentially. Because of the impact that has on yield. And this is all a bit of a learning experience. I'm keen to try a bit of hoeing. No laughing at the back, children. So I think we will abandon this being a sprayer. And rent us a hoe. Again. Know who you are. Stop it. Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting experiment. All right. So, where dem hoes at? Oh, weeder pulls out weed hose. So that's a 9-meter hoe. So weeder hoe. That's a 12-meter hoe. That needs 250 horsepower. I'm going to lease that guy. give that a try. Hopefully we can pick this up without a front weight. Yeah. I'm just kind of curious as to what effect this has, because I've not really experimented with this kind of stuff. Yes, I know experimenting with hose. Keep them coming, keep them coming. So let's drop that down and we'll see what happens. And if we have to do multiple passes over the field, I'm not too worried, to be honest. I'm just kind of curious as to what effect this has on weeds. I think they might end up regrowing, basically. And I can cope with that. I can cope with that perfectly fine. I mean, that kind of feels realistic to me, that weeds might regrow using this approach, rather than, you know, dousing the field in chemicals. But equally, this to me feels probably better for the plants and the environment. Precision farming, which is going to penalise me for not dousing the field in chemicals. I don't care about that. That would be a change I would like to see in precision farming. That rather than promoting using John Deere's technology to reduce the amount of chemicals you spray on the field, if you didn't spray any chemicals on the field, that you got a bonus for that. Now, that for a concept for an environmental way of farming, hey? Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? We seem to be, let's check the map. Check the map. We seem to be taking them all out, so I suspect what we're going to see is regrowth of the weeds. Which is fine. We can hoe again. This rate, we're going to need a pimp. But you know, we'll make the deals we need to make. Make the deals we need to make. I would rather do this than, as I said, take the hit of applying chemical fertilizer. Before you type the comment, yes, See and Spray gives you the same yield penalty as just applying herbicide. Yes, you use less amount of chemical. You know, it's stuck. You still get the same yield hit across the field. Oh, I can't wait to be making precision farming videos again and having to correct people on all of this stuff. No, before we say it, rolling the grass does not make it grow quicker. Except under certain niche conditions with certain growth settings. Before one of you tries to trigger me. But yeah. And because we won't be selling that much, that's why I'm not worried about the environmental score. And actually the amount you gain from the environmental score is so small that not worth it. What we do need to do is grab a thumbnail. So that's that job done. So yeah, get this done as well, and then we'll call that a video. And I suspect this is probably the last job we have to do in May. So what I might do behind the scenes, and a bit of behind the scenes magic, is skip ahead. The next point, we have something interesting to do. I'm not sure what that will be. Might be a bit of grass work, but I think that's probably sensible. I think that's probably sensible, particularly as next week will be 1 Bergisch video and 2 Zalonka videos. So, yeah, that's. I think that's going to be the plan. Well, it is the plan for the videos, but also the plan for on here. I'll skip ahead a bit. I'll play a bit in the background, get to the point where we have something interesting to do, and yeah, make progress. But I'm pleased that the hoeing is paying off, because my first experience, I think anyway, first experience of dealing with weeds with Terralife, I don't remember if on the French save I did anything with weeds. I did spot, speaking of Hoein, he did a map tour of Palegny on 25, so I'm assuming that's coming soon. So kind of cool, because I mean that's a really nice map even without Terralife. Yeah, I mean, we're getting to the point now where there are more maps in 25 already than there is time to play, because Riverview from Cavalier Roy released. I saw VF did a tour of Maypole, and regulars will know that that is one of my favourite maps. I was aware that Cav was working on Maypole as his next map, which is awesome. I think that what I might do is we might go from Zalonka to Maypole. I enjoyed playing on that map so much. Depending on how the timing works, we might go Maypole next from there, depending on what other maps are out and about. But I really enjoy playing on that map. I know it's... I probably shouldn't. Because I should probably play a wider variety of maps. But you guys know how I work. I'd make the videos I want to make. If people want to watch them, awesome. I did say at one point, evolve or die. And there are some things I'm going to be doing with my farm sim content to evolve a little bit. I'm still thinking about how I can do a frontier style series. Mostly just because I'm having awesome fun playing on Frontier. I'm still playing that map. Apart from the days where I have to go into work and I just don't have time to play Farm Sim at all, I'm playing that map every day for several hours. I've got so many things I need to do on there today. So it's Saturday morning today. I have a long list of jobs to do over the weekend on there. I've got a reasonable sized field of potatoes to harvest. I've got a big soybean field to swath and harvest. I've got 2 plots of land to clear of trees to make new fields. I've got fields to fertilize. Yeah. But it's really good fun. What I'm trying to work out in my head is how I capture the way I'm playing on there in a video series that's fun for me to play, lends itself to making content, and isn't too repetitively boring, because the reason I'm enjoying it is the soothing for my autistic brain repetition. So yeah, I don't know. I'll work it out, and we'll see how we get on. It might go back to a mixture of video styles, so I might record the footage and then add the commentary on, because some things take a really long time. That might be mixing in time lapses and things. We'll see. But at the moment, I'm sticking with what I'm doing, because that fits with the time that I have. Yeah. So the weeds are going, which is great. I'm curious to see what the field says over here. So we've just got growing now, and everything is ineffective. So I guess because there's nothing showing, so we will have to progress time and see what happens next. Cliffhanger. Yeah, I might hang on. We might lock the hoe in a shed and keep it for future use. I know, a little bit kinky, but economical. So the rest of my Saturday, if you're curious, will be spent. I've got 2 videos to edit. I've got this video and a timber pond video to edit. Some of you don't care about beaver, but you know, that's your choice. I'm not judging. The spare room that I work and record videos in has become utterly chaotic, which is not good for my brain. So I need to spend time organizing that today. So I've got a bunch of storage boxes that were delivered. They were supposed to come last Saturday, but Amazon let me down. So they came later in the week. And so today is going to be spent organizing, so it's less chaotic, which will be good. I basically have a lot of stuff in this room that I really don't interact with very often. So the plan is to box that up, put it up in the loft, and that will mean that the stuff that stays in the room can be put in the storage that's available in the room. And it will be a nicer place to sit and do things. So the other thing that I'm looking at, this will please some of you probably don't care because you're used to how I sound. I am starting to ponder the next upgrade. It's not going to be until after the end of March, when the new financial year hits. Partly because I need to save up for it as well. But I am looking at upgrading the microphone that I use. Now, the current microphone I use is not super cheap. But I am thinking of upgrading to a more professional level of setup. So that won't change completely how I sound, but it might help. So yeah. Not sure. I need to do a bunch of research. But moving away from using a USB based microphone to something that's a bit higher quality. Just again trying to raise the standards of things. But that does depend on how YouTube goes and income goes, and that's largely going to be based on the success of Beaver. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and I will see you all next time.